Marie in Des Moines, Iowa. What's up, Marie?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
Remarkable. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. What's up?
Well, I have a brother-in-law who's currently serving time for wire fraud.
Oh, good.
And
Oh, good.
yeah.
You sound thrilled, Marie. Congratulations.
Yes, I'm really tickled about it. It's great.
Tickled about it.
No. In reality, I'm really, really mad. So
you should be. You should be pissed off.
Yes, yeah. And my sister, so his wife, has now finally hit that point where she's not in, complete chaos of, I don't know when the next shoe is going to drop.
Yep.
So she's finally mad. And I am just trying to figure out how I be supportive of her, but also not just bash her husband, because I know the time comes when he gets out that he's still a part of our family. And I still love him, even though he made a huge mistake. But I'm really angry. I don't know how to support her and forgive him and rebuild relationships when that comes.
Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. She's lucky to have you as her sister. All right. So are you ready for this? What's that? That's like a song. Y'all ready for this? I'm not going to do cartwheels across a basketball court, but here's a couple of key things, and you're already there. Just want to reiterate them. Never, ever, ever talk bad about him in front of her. Her story is about her.
Right.
And so your story will be about you, and you'll need to go other places for that than from her. What you don't want to do is have a commiseration event where you all just sit together and talk about how crappy this guy is and how he screwed up everything. You need to love her and her grief and her pain, and then you need to have your grief somewhere else.
Okay.
And your grief is less at him. You're rage pissed off at him, and you should be. Idiot. He screwed up everything. Broke the law. But more so, this is really inconvenient. This blew up a picture of a good family. We had a deal about how Christmas was going to go, and this idiot screwed it up. And now y'all are left picking up the pieces, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want you to grieve the lost picture more than I want you to sit around being pissed off at him. Because you sitting around being pissed off at him is just poisoning yourself, hoping he gets more in jail. And he won't. He's already in jail. That ship sailed. So every moment you waste being angry at him is just a moment you're kind of choosing to live a little bit shorter life. Because your body's stress chemicals are dealing with you, not him.
Right.
And then grieving the picture sucks. Like, man, we thought it was going to look like this, and it's not. All grief is the gap between what I hoped for and what I thought was going to happen and what reality is. And that's where you're sitting right now. And I hate it for you. It's heartbreaking. But we often take our rage and we wallpaper over our grief with it. And then we just die young or we get addicted to crap.
Oh, no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So just go sit in the grief. And that might be writing a letter to him that you're never going to send him. That might be writing a letter to, Dear Christmas, here's how you are going to look. And I know that sounds so lame, but there's something physiological about it and hyper psychologically cathartic about it. Writing a letter to Christmas. Dear Christmas, you are going to look like this. We are going to have a tree, and Tom and Rick were going to be sitting around, and there are going to be kids everywhere, and it was going to smell like this. And now we're not. And here's what we're doing. And this sounds bananas, I know. You are linking, I'm going to simplify neurology here, neuroscience. You're linking your amygdala to your frontal lobe. You're letting that part of your brain that is spinning out trying to solve for chaos know that your brain is back in control of things. And it will go, cool. What's next? And then you can decide, all right, what's Christmas going to look like now? And then it becomes how are we going to plan it? And then when Christmas shows up, you're going to be sad. And I'm just using Christmas, right? This will be every birthday. This will be every family get together. This will be your Sunday luncheons, whatever it looks like. You'll be sad because there's an empty seat over there. And that stinks. And it's okay to be
So
sad.
how do I just listen to, like, I don't even know what to say to my sister or to her kids when it comes up. Like, I just kind of sit there like a lump on a log because I don't know what to say.
So one of the greatest things you can offer somebody else in their grief is your presence, not your words.
Okay.
Just showing up is important. And when they say things like, I can't believe my daddy did this, he embarrassed me, whatever, the conversation is, your response is, I'm so sorry you're hurting. I'm so sorry that your heart's broken. Nothing to do with him. Forget that guy. He's done his damage. There's a period at the end of his sentence. It's about their hurt in the present.
Okay.
And if they invite you in to solutions, then you offer, well, what if we do Christmas? Then you start talking about solutions. But let them invite you in. And it takes the pressure off of you. You don't have to perform. You just got to show up and be with. And bring tacos. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like bring food and just sit. There's a lot of grief that happens underneath a blanket next to your sister watching The Office for the 40th time eating chips and salsa. Terrible dietary choice, not good for you, but we're in this together. Or we're going to go for a walk.
Okay.
We're just going to go for a walk around the neighborhood. And here's a good boundary. If she's ranting and raving about her husband, there does come a moment when you say, you get five minutes, and then we're not talking about him anymore. And you will get to model for her what a boundary can look like in this situation, and it will be a gift to her. Because right now, everything in her life is consumed with this guy, and because he's a threat. Her brain is searching for threats. He's a bear, and her brain is trying to solve for the bear. And what you can do by saying, all right, you get 5 minutes, and then we're going to go for a walk. 5 minutes, and then we're going to sit down and map out what Thanksgiving is going to look like. She gets to go, bear, and then back to problem solving.
Okay.
And now what? And most of us get stuck in the and now what? And we try to go back and edit sentences that have already been written in our lives. And the world is begging us to write something like, what do you write next? What's going to happen next?
Right. Well, yeah. Just the past 3 years of it has just seemed like we just keep waiting for the next worst thing.
So the shoe dropped. What, whammo.
Yeah.
And just given the nature of my job, there's always another shoe, right? But always another shoe. But you can't live like that.
No.
So I'll give you a piece of advice that my buddy Todd gave me. He's a finance guy. You may have heard me say this on the show. I get set off from fiscal Trump. Like, it's all coming down. We're going to be trading cigarettes and coffee and soil, that kind of stuff. And one day, he's a finance guy. He works for he's brilliant. And I was just peppering him with questions. What about this? And then what about that? What about that? And then if this happens, then that's going to happen. And then they're going to call this. And here's what he told me. And I loved it. And I use it all the time now. He said, John, I don't have a meteorite plan. If we're just driving along and a meteorite hits us, I'm going to deal with that when it happens. And that one sentence has rattled. I don't have what if an army rolls on my driveway? I'll solve that problem when it happens because it's not going to happen. And if it does, and I know there's people like, no, bro, you got to be prepared to get, okay, cool, great. Now, I've got lots of deep freezers and I got meat for a year. I'm still a prepper a little bit, but I don't have a meteorite plan. So if the mob shows up in 6 months, let's plan Thanksgiving. Let's start exercising. Let's you and your sister start a yoga class and just start going. Let's you have weekly ice cream with the kids. We don't talk about dad. We talk about school and girls and boys and gross stuff. And ew, you kiss somebody. Like, we're going to go there. Just a weekly breakfast with Aunt Murray. Whatever. Or Sunday lunch at Marie's house. You get 4 minutes to talk about husband and then no more. We're not talking about that. We're going to talk about today. We're talking about tomorrow. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Christmas. We're going to talk about your birthday, whatever. Summer vacation. And then if a meteorite hits, we will deal with the meteorite then. If another shoe comes flying through this house, great. We'll deal with it then. And I love, love, love your heart, Marie. It's so great. Gosh, your sister's so lucky to have you. Awesome, awesome. You're making my heart about humanity feel better. One person at a time, Marie. Don't need to say the right things. Just show up with tacos and a half bottle of wine or something. And just say, I hate that. So sorry. Man, what a gift.